Wax a leg featuring sexy smooth wax. So you're going to need some gloves, waxing sticks, cotton rounds, some kind of a cleanser, some type of oil, and some baby powder. So first you want to make sure that the client's hair is long enough to be waxed. 1/4 of an inch is preferred, so think of a grain of rice. Next you're going to take your cleanser and cleanse your leg, and you're going to wait for it to dry before you add your oil. You're going to do the same thing with the oil. Some people skip this step and don't like to use oil. I just do it because it's an extra layer of protection. Next, add your baby powder to absorb the excess oil. And now we wax. Okay, so you're going to want to roll the wax off of the stick and onto your leg, going with the growth of your hair, and then you want to create a sort of a lip because that's going to give us a little leverage to go ahead and pull the wax. Now, if this is your first time, you can definitely do one strip at a time and pull, but I like to lay at least 2 strips down at a time just to make the most of my time. So the wax strips were a little too thin for my liking, especially on the leg. Whenever the wax is too thin, it usually breaks, which is no bueno. So here I'm just making the wax thicker. And then this part is optional. I am popping up the lip. You don't have to do this part, especially if the wax looks like this, because it's plenty thick enough to just go ahead and pull. But as you see, I'm just pulling the skin taut, and then I am pulling against my skin. And if you end up getting like little pieces of wax left on the skin, don't freak out. Just do what I did and just use the wax strip to get the remaining wax off. Another cool trick though is if the wax is not wanting to get off, like how it is in the video, you can always go ahead and just take this stick that still has a little bit of the sticky wax on it, and you can just go ahead and use the stick to grab the wax off as well. But here I'm just doing the same thing, rolling the wax off of the stick and onto the skin and going with the growth of the hair, popping it, pulling it. And you're just going to go ahead and do that for the whole front of the leg until it's time to go the opposite direction. So now that we're done going with the growth of the hair, we're now going to go against the growth of the hair. It's the same concept. You're going to roll the wax off of the stick and onto the leg, but this time you're going to go up towards the client's face or your face, whoever leg it is that you're waxing. You're going to go ahead and create that lip. You're going to pop it, pull it, and you're going to do that same concept on all the areas that you just did. Once you're finished with that, it's time to do the knee. Now, the knee is really simple, but it can also be quite tricky depending on how your client takes care of their skin. And when I mean that, I mean exfoliating. So if you know, you know, but same concept. You're going to go with the growth of the hair, whether it's up and down or sideways. You're going to go ahead and create that lip. You're going to pop the lip, and then you're going to go ahead and pull it. And then you're going to do the same thing, but against the growth of the hair. So you're just going to go ahead and create the lip, pop it, pull it, and then you are done with the front of the leg. Go ahead and like this video to see how we do the back.